Hello, everyone, and welcome to Overcast. This is your Overwatch podcast, and this is number 80. This is the 80th podcast that we have. I am Frostee, and I have always joined again by my awesome two co-hosts, Soulslain and Ovadrive. How are you guys doing out there?
Doing good. Doing fantastic.
Great. We are here to talk the 1-year anniversary of Overwatch today and some other things that are happening this week. So it's kind of like a party, right? A celebration.
Let's dance.
Let's dance, right?
Yeah.
I need like a rave light going, you know. So before we get into it, I'll just get the formalities out of the way. Just remember, you can follow us on Twitter at Overcast Show. Our blog page is overcast.frozenfoxmedia.com, so you can see what's going on there every week. You can always head over to frozenfoxmedia.com itself if you want to learn about all the other podcasts and other content on the Frozen Fox Media Network. If you're watching the YouTube version of this, then give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think about the show. And if you are listening on the audio version on Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, or anywhere else, if you love the show, let us know by leaving us a review. Make sure you subscribe, whether it's in the video or audio versions, so you don't miss any episodes in the future. And remember, you can also join up our Discord server on our blog page. You just click on connected on Discord, that's what it says, or you just use the widget on there and you can come hang out and play with us, chat, and everything else. So there you go. That's the formalities for the week. And as you can see, Ova is kind of sunburned. He's a little red there.
Yeah, a little bit. Face is been really itchy all day. But yeah, so Soul and I took a trip this last weekend, went out to a music festival called Rock on the Range. It was a great time, 3-day event. Soul,
nice.
Did you like it?
Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot. Saw a lot of good bands. It was really good.
Yeah. Who was your
awesome
favorite?
Time. I don't know. We talked about, I think, maybe Volbeat, but, nothing more is really good. Great vocals.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Awesome.
Yeah, been doing that and just got back and playing the new event. So
getting back into the swing of things and all that.
Opened up my loot boxes, my free one, and I recently leveled, got another one, so it was good.
Nice.
It was fun.
Well, I've been doing the bar prep thing. It's basically like you start at 9:30 in the morning, and there's I don't want to go to, you can go to the school, you can watch a live stream of the guy that lectures every day, and I don't want to drive over to school and just sit in the classroom, so I just sit in my office and watch the stream of it, and it's forever. So I sit there and do that all day, and once it comes to the end of the day, right before we started recording here, my brain is just fried. I'm done, ready to relax for the rest of the day, kind of thing. And the new Overwatch event has, while it's been fun to be part of, and to celebrate 1 year of Overwatch, I have not gotten anything yet. I'm holding off on buying any loot boxes, so I'm going to see if I get anything. But I haven't got any skins yet, but we'll see.
I'll probably break down in a week and buy 20.
Yeah,
there you go. I was looking at my purchase history the other day randomly on Blizzard, on whatever, Battle.net, whatever you want to call it anymore. I don't even know what it's called. Blizzard doesn't even know what it's called anymore.
Blizzard.net.
And it was you could see when the events come out, I could see it was I'd buy 5 loot boxes, 10,
yeah,
10, 20, you just see the charge, because I'd be I didn't get that, I'm gonna buy some more. I'm just gonna buy a ton more. Why not? Yeah. And then a little bit later, a couple days later, you'd see another 5, just that last chance maybe.
Yep.
That's pretty much what I've been doing. And I don't know, Soul, what have you been up to? I know you had a lot going on.
Yeah, as Ova talked about, Rock on the Range 3-day event is pretty awesome. So didn't get to play too much Overwatch during the weekend, but still playing some Hearthstone. I decided that I'm no longer going to play Quest Rogue. I just am not good with Quest Rogue, so I'm going back to Mid-Range Hunter, and I'm on a 70% win rate with Mid-Range Hunter. I've just been playing that class for so long that I'm really used to playing it, and it's very consistent. I feel like the Quest Rogue, as we talked about before, is just, it all depends on what your first hand is, and mid-range, I always feel like I always have a good hand no matter what.
Nice.
So Yeah, just gonna stick with that. Quest Rogue, not my playstyle. Also, when I was at the concert, my raiding group downed Mythic Scorpion, so that's awesome. We're trying to progress in Mythic before Tomb comes out.
Nice.
And,
you got like a month now, right? About a month.
Yep. Yeah, so we have some time to see how far we can get before it comes out. And we're just going to take the best 20, so hopefully I'm a good enough healer to make the cut. And yep, and today was the day that when open beta started, so if you were in closed beta, they gave you a bunch of packs depending on like what level you were and what rank you got. So I'm opening up a ton of packs today.
Awesome.
Just from what carried over and some packs that I bought in closed beta. So that should be pretty good. And no more resets either. So, this is it. Once it's released, whatever cards you had in open beta is what you get. So pretty nice.
So we playing 2 CCGs.
Yeah, I'm bouncing back and forth. But as like a lot of people say, Gwent is like definitely a lot different play styles of the CCG than Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Hearthstone's where you're actually like attacking minions back and forth, and you have HP and mana that you have to use in order to play cards. But Gwent is you just play whatever card you want one time. Your opponent goes and you go. So it's a different pace, and it's a best of 3 game too. So it's a lot different. So
yeah,
you get enjoyment out of both of them because they feel a little bit different.
You get those strategies in there where like you're trying to force your opponent to kind of burn out.
Yeah, you can play a big swing, and then they have to play like 2 cards, so then you have a card advantage on them, and but then you have the option to pass and maybe play the next round. So it's kind of like planning ahead for your next round to actually win the best of 3.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. I like it.
The resets with Hearthstone when it was like in alpha and beta and everything, like that really killed my momentum of wanting to play it a lot, because it was like I do really good and I get some good cards and feel like I had a good handle on the game, and then I'd log in the next day and it was like you get to do the tutorial again and all your stuff is gone. And I'm like, oh crap, no.
I know, pretty much it. But now like you could say that, and then it's like, 6 months down the road, hey, by the way, there's an expansion out that you need, and you're like, oh man, I gotta get that too now.
Yep.
But, I just play casually, and mid-range hunter's cheap, so I don't really have to spend too much on it. It works out. If you want to just do 1 or 2 classes in Hearthstone, you can make it like free to play.
There we go.
Yep. And not too much Overwatch. We were raiding yesterday in a heroic and stuff, so didn't get to test out the patch yet.
You get to jump into the event this week then, huh?
Yep, I'm excited.
Nice. Well, let's hop into the news then. How about that? Let's see what's going on. So we're still kind of in the middle of the season. I haven't played any competitive, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. It's
we're almost done. We're almost done with the season. It's over in like 4 days.
Yeah, this is the end, so you make that final push if you want, but I've been quick playing at this point because I'm just kind of like, at the end of the season, I don't really feel like killing myself on it right now.
Yeah, I can't grind out hundreds of games to get to Diamond. I got Plat, and that's about as good as I'm going to get this season.
Just wait for next season.
Too. Yeah, it's like, what is it? You get Plat and another 500 for Diamond. You're like, it's not real worth it.
Yeah, I think that they're planning on after the season doing the same thing that they've been doing, just like about like the week off, and then get right back into it for the next season. So we'll get to do it all over again. Get to do all that placement junk and deal with what you get to deal with.
People disconnecting and stuff.
Like
matches,
3-on-6 matches because of that and stuff like that.
My alternate account this season was so bad. Like 4 or 5 levers during placements. I hope that doesn't happen again.
Hopefully. We shall see. So, that's kind of where we're at. It's kind of like sad to say like that's our status report, but that's just kind of where we're at right now. I don't think we're alone, though. I don't think, by any means. So if we go beyond that, why don't we just say happy birthday to Overwatch? Because it was a year ago this week that you guys unboxed it. I was actually moving when it came out. I was somewhere in Kansas, I think, when the game launched, and then I got to unbox it, and it was like 2 or 3 days later that I actually got to play the game. So I'm coming up on like actually getting to my first anniversary, I guess, in the launched game. But I don't know, it's cool. Like I keep telling people, like, it doesn't seem like it has been only a year. It seems like this is a game that's been out forever, because there's so much fan art and there's so many fans and memes and Twitter accounts around it and just so much hype around it that it feels like it's a game that's been out for like 2 or 3 years, but it hasn't. So I don't know, like, do you get that feeling, Ova, like that it doesn't feel like it's only been 1 year?
It doesn't, because I've put in so many hours in this game. It feels like it's been out for a really long time, and you kind of think back to last summer games, that feels like forever ago.
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
Yeah. What do you think, Soul?
I remember when I'm like, Ova invited me with his pre-ordering to the beta. I'm like, I don't know if I really even want to try this game. I mean, Blizzard making an FPS, this doesn't look good. I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. Oh, I kind of like this. This is good. And I'm like, okay, I'll pre-order it. And I don't know. For me, I think it went pretty quick just because I've enjoyed it so much. Like, time flew playing this game. And we're already almost done with season 4. I remember when we were all dying for competitive, waiting for like a month for it to come out, and tired of a quick play. So, yeah, it's been good times though.
It's crazy to think that it was years ago now that I was sitting there at BlizzCon, and Chris Metzen gets up there and is like, "Hey, we have this new project and everything," and they dropped the Overwatch cinematic on us, and just everybody's just going nuts because we had no idea what was happening then. And to think how far the game has come since then, I guess maybe that adds to why it feels like it's been so long, because it was announced like in 2014. So
2014, yep, I remember that.
And then
that was my first BlizzCon.
Yeah, and then like a day later, I reserved the Twitter name and started working on this podcast. So, and then everybody got mad because they're like, "Hey, why are you working on a podcast for a game that's not even released yet?" Right? But here we are, 80 episodes later, right? But yeah, it was really cool because I wrote an article for Pixel Prowler about it this week, and I was like, just kind of reflect on like what it's been like, kind of this roller coaster of the game was announced and it just kind of came out of nowhere, and then we got all these stories about what happened with Titan and to lead to this, and then doing the closed beta and like all like the slow grind and getting through it, and then like the huge launch that just has been a spectacular success for Blizzard. I mean, I don't think you can say anything else, because there's over 30 million players. It's made, it's like one of their billion-dollar franchises. It doesn't get much better than that if you can have a launch like that with a new IP. So, So there we go. So because of that, we have a new event, of course, and that's the one we've been kind of talking about here in the background. And that's our like anniversary party event, because it's a party in the game, right? Like everybody's partying. That's what the little trailer is about. Everybody's dancing and everything, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about these dances, because that's like the central thing. Is everybody got like a dance emote? So what's the good, the bad, and the ugly of the dance emotes? What do you think?
Well, they all kind of correlate to, I guess, a well-known or semi-well-known dance, and they fit the hero, or they at least tried to fit the hero. But the one that kind of stands out that you can't really pair to anything is Genji. He's just kind of like doing ninja moves and like chopping and kicking and stuff, but it's still in a dance kind of esque way.
Yep.
Which is kind of funny. So his is the only one for me that's kind of, I can't place it to like traditional dance. But I like my favorite's probably Reinhardt's, where he's using his hammer as like a girl, and he's like swinging his hammer around. He does like the bow with the hammer. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like that one. I like the Zarya one, where it's kind of like somebody on Twitter said it was like the fitness video. Yeah. Like that one was pretty awesome. I like that.
Yeah, it's awesome. She's like a lifter and she's like doing aerobics and stuff.
Yeah. Soul, which ones do you like?
Yeah, I really like the Zarya one. The Winston one's pretty funny. I like that one a lot.
There you go.
Just seems to fit him well. May is pretty cool too. That one looks like I would want that one. I don't even play May.
Yeah, I like that. I like the choice of dance for Mercy, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But every time she like stomps her foot, there's like a cloud that comes out. Oh. It just looks kind of weird. At least in the like when I watched the preview of the first time, and I was like, "What is going on here?" Like, she's not standing in a pile of dirt.
Well, it's funny. I noticed that on Junkrat. His does that, and maybe that got copied over to Mercy somehow. I don't know.
I don't know.
When he steps, it does that little cloud of black smoke.
Maybe it's like it's supposed to be like in the game, and so like in the preview menu, it just looks kind of weird. Maybe that's what it is. I like the fire rocket guitar too.
Yeah,
so that's kind of cool.
She shoots out like fireworks from her shoulders.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So every event also comes with skins. So what do we think about the skins that came out? Hanzo mains got their skin. So Jeff made a point of that in his dev update video. So we know the Hanzo mains are Soul is happy about that.
Yep. So excited. Hanzo main 420.
And it seems like the Graffiti Tracer, the Cruiser Diva have been some of the popular ones that I've seen on Twitter, people talking about a lot. I like the Graffiti Tracer one a lot. I think that was pretty sweet.
Me too. Yeah.
Really? Yeah, that one is pretty good. That one. Since I'm a Zarya main, the Zarya main looks pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I don't know what exactly it is, but it looks good.
What about Power Ranger Genji?
So good. That's my number one.
It's pretty sweet. I do like the new Symmetra skin too. I think that's a good one.
That one is good.
Yeah.
They're all really good.
Yeah, I think this was probably the best they've done on skins to date.
Yeah, like in my opinion, as a group, like for an event,
as a group,
I think this is one of the best ones
as a whole.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people pointing out that there's like maybe some shipping going on with Tracer, because if you look at her I don't know, do you want to call them like airbrush guns that she has, but they say Trace Maker on them.
Yep.
So everybody's pointing out that fact.
Yeah.
What could that mean?
Who knows?
So we got that. Oh, go Soul. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. Another unique one is maybe the Beekeeper May. That one has a lot of detail to it. I like it.
Yeah.
The gun even has like little honeycombs on it for a canister and stuff.
They missed. I think they missed the boat there though. They could have made her ice, like have bees in it, or make it yellow or something. I don't know. Or when she's in her ice, there's bees flying around it.
Yeah.
What if
done something?
What if when it shoots you, instead of freezing you, it would fear you, and you'd have a cloud of bees around you?
That'd be good.
So your character's like uncontrollable. You could like run off a cliff with somebody, That'd be awesome. We got 3 new arena maps too, and so we got. Let's see. Well, we got our first one that was Necropolis. So this was Anna's hideout, I guess. And so there's some. All of them have some cool lore in them because they all have a lot of detail in them. They probably have some links to future heroes that we just haven't seen yet or haven't figured out yet. I would be willing to bet. But the Necropolis one is, like I said, it's kind of like, Temple of Anubis kind of ish, right? We also have Castillo, if I can say it right, Castillo. That's in Dorado Bay, and that's got Sombra's Hacker Den in it, and that's a really cool place to look around into. I told my wife that I want like our office to look kind of like that in the future. Yeah, so it'd be pretty sweet.
There you
go. And then we get the Black Forest, so you get to kind of see, from the Bastion cinematic, for example. What do you think about having a map where we kind of get to fight out in like a little bit of a foresty area? We haven't really had that in the game yet. So
I like that. It's kind of almost World of Warcraft-esque, but not. I mean, it's in the setting of Overwatch, and I really like the kind of wooded area. It's a nice change of pace from the other content that we have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
really like that. I actually went through the Black Forest in Germany. It's a very dense forest, really cool place.
You imagine fighting
So-
Bastion units in that forest then?
I could see that, yeah. I could see him mowing down trees and stuff in that forest.
There you go. As you're like running around in your armor suit,
Yep.
trying to stop him.
The
Hopefully.
new skin.
And of course, we got the cool loot box. Every event has their loot box update. I wish they would keep this one though, because it's got like the carbon fiber look.
Definitely my favorite.
I like that look to it. So Blizzard should just keep that as like the default from now on.
Yeah.
The old school ones, they serve their purpose. They're a year old now.
Yeah.
Classic. Right?
Yeah, this should be the default. Yeah.
And so, and along with that comes the fact that we have the sale. Overwatch, of course, has been nominated and won many, many, many Game of the Year awards. So, of course, we had the Game of the Year edition, which is out there, which involves, like all the extra stuff. But you can get the base game if you haven't gotten the game yet somehow, and you're listening to this podcast, or if you have a friend that hasn't gotten the game and you want to buy it for him, you can get the base game right now for $29.99, which is a pretty good deal. If you want the Game of the Year edition, you get it for $39.99. And if you bought one and you want to upgrade, or your friend buys you one and you want to upgrade, you can upgrade for $9, $10, $9.99. And that sale goes through the 5th of June. So now's the time. And if you haven't been enticed yet, and you play on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and you're just kind of still thinking, I don't know if I should play, or you trying to convince that friend, let them know that from May 26th to the 29th, they can play for free. So this is like, come on, let's make the first anniversary as big as we can. See if we can get a big rise in not subscribers, but just new players, I guess, in the game.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll see a bump, or at least if you want to start a Smurf account, this is your chance, right?
Yeah.
And so that'll be pretty cool to see if we can get some new people in the game. I think this is it's kind of like when Legion launched, and when I wrote my review of that, I said there's probably no better time to start playing World of Warcraft if for some reason you hadn't yet. And this is like same with Overwatch. If you haven't started playing Overwatch yet, or you have a friend that hasn't, there's probably no better time to get into the game, because the game is huge. It's still tons of fun. You're getting in at a great time. I mean, if you get in and play enough games, you could be in for the competitive season, without having to wait too long. So once the next season starts up, it's been a good spot.
You convinced me. I'm getting another account.
There you go. It's only $30, man.
Sold.
Might as well.
Yeah.
So let's talk about something that kind of relates to what we kind of hit on last week when we were talking about Overwatch League and what was happening with that. So I don't remember if it was on here that we said, like, every time we talk about something or we want to talk about something, Blizzard will always answer like after we say it on the show. It always happens on the Morgenthau when I'm talking about anything about WoW. Like the day after we record, they'll come out with some huge announcement. So last week we were saying, like, well, what's happening with the Overwatch League? They haven't said much about it or anything like that. What happens like a day or two after that? They're like, hey, we have this new thing called Overwatch Contenders coming out. And it's like, what is this? So the Overwatch Contenders seems to be, they call it the developmental league for Overwatch League. And so got like the D League for the NBA, right? But this is like a free, open kind of thing. Like when they talked about Overwatch League at first, they said they're going to have the big open draft and all this, and everybody could get into it. And then since then they've kind of slowed down on that talk, if not kind of denied that, or it's kind of faded into the background whether or not that was actually going to happen, as I read conflicting things online. But then we have Overwatch Contenders, which essentially does the same thing. So you can just form your team, get your group together, and you sign up, and you can play for a prize pool and in front of scouts and people that are probably going to be wanting to take you onto their franchise. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I'll ask Soul first. What do you think about having this new league, this new open format, I guess?
Okay. I kind of like it, as we're talking about. Like, there wasn't as much incentive for the lower tier teams to actually get in on this and maybe even make some money out of it. So this is a pretty good chance for lower teams to come up and get noticed. But with this contender format, it's good.
Yeah.
Good for the whole community.
Yeah. What do you think, Ova?
I think even beyond that, I hope this encourages the community to be more team centric. So if this is the incentive for people to team up, right? Like if you think other games, Heroes has a team league specifically for teams.
Mm-hmm.
Overwatch doesn't have that, right? You kind of can queue up solo, you can queue up with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is awesome. But I think the game's best played when you have, you're coordinated, your team, what you're doing. So I hope that even beyond this Contenders, which is awesome, it promotes that in the community. And then in terms of this, I think it's a great way to have a structured tournament and then show that Blizzard's really backing the game, right? So you can, anybody can go out there and practice, be good. You're not wasting your time. You can actually set a goal out there and progress towards something. So I think it's really cool. It's something that at least I've never seen in another game.
Yeah. I like the idea that, you can get a team together, because Overwatch, just like a lot of games, is best played when you get to play with your friends. Not only is the gameplay better, but it's just a lot more fun. And if you enter this tournament, you're probably going to be playing against some pro players, and there'll probably be matches where you're going to get destroyed. But at the same time, I think it'd be a lot of fun, no matter what your skill level is, to kind of jump into a tournament like this and just kind of see where you end up. And then you kind of put yourself out there, and I don't know, it's kind of a cool opportunity to kind of face off against anybody else out there in the world, I guess is the best way to put it. I think it could be kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, who do we play first? Cloud9. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Well, hey, at least a lot of people are going to be watching it, so you'll get some exposure one way or the other. And they're going to have everything's going to be going on. It's going to start on June 3rd through 4th. It says at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And it's going to be broadcast on Twitch and on MLG TV, so you can catch all the action of that. And this is going to be this is Season 0 is what they're calling it right now. So this is kind of like when we had Season 0 with competitive play. This is they're just starting out, and we'll kind of make adjustments as we go, I'm sure, is what they're going to be doing. But they're going to have the open qualifier during that time, and then a week or two after that, they're going to have the group stage where the top teams will battle, and then after that, they'll have the playoffs, and then the prize pool for this part of it's going to be $50,000. And then I think they said later, I was reading something else, that they're going to do another event later on that the prize pool will be $100,000. So, not to mention the fact that Overwatch League franchise people, scouts, and maybe potential franchise owners will be watching this. So, just have some fun with it. I know people out there that have teams of 6 that they play all the time. So, get out there and just do it. I'd like to see some of them try it. So, we have to get in there. We'll take Cloud9 down, right?
Yeah, are we going to start a team?
I think we should.
Yeah.
We got some podcasters we could join up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude.
Team microphone.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how that turns out. It should be pretty cool. And I think that brings us to the community cards. Last week, I had a pretty handy victory, it looks like. So
It was good.
I brought the artwork, and it did not disappoint me again. I won 66% of the vote that time. So
I'm not even going to nominate this week.
I know.
A protest nomination.
You can have 100% of the votes.
You win.
I'll just put my name for all 3.
Yeah.
So there's that, and I'll go ahead and start my nomination for this week is from a Twitter account I found there at Backface Studios, and they did a bunch of 3D prints of Overwatch heroes. They have a Lucio that's super detailed, and some other ones they're just really neat, and you'll see them linked on Twitter. But they do a really cool job, and everybody's like, oh, are you going to sell these? Are you going to sell these? And so I don't know. I don't think they've figured out if they can sell them or not yet, but it's pretty cool stuff. So that's what I'm nominating for this week. So I think it's Ova. You think you're next? Bring the fire.
It's hard to compete, very hard to compete with, but this week I'm nominating courtesy of Reddit, someone posting on Reddit their tattoo of Sombra logo, and it's kind of different, multicolored, and almost like 3-dimensional. I just thought it was really cool art and nice dedication to the game.
Yeah, it's a nice tattoo. It's like sometimes with games you see some that are kind of, I don't know, kind of corny, not that really good, but this one's actually pretty cool. And if you're, I'm assuming they're a diehard Sombra player, if you're gonna get a tattoo on your arm about it. So
yeah.
All right, Soul, what do you got for us?
Yeah, this week I got a video showing off the new Lucio skin, that it actually has new music form, different one for healing and speed, and both of them are different jazz songs. So
Nice.
Yeah, I think pretty cool that they had a new skin with whole new music on that. So very unique skin.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that they added that new music in to jazz it up. It's a little wacky though, huh?
Yeah, it is, especially on the speed one. Like just maybe turn your sound down a little bit for that.
There you go.
Too loud. But other than that, it might be an incentive to heal more. Maybe.
There you go.
Yeah, the healing one's very nice.
Nice. Let's see. So, and you can always ask questions to the show. We're going to move on to the next segment here. And you can always ask questions on Twitter or on Twitch, on not Twitch, on our Discord server. I mean, we have a channel for that in our Discord server. So come chat and hang out and ask questions there. Or you just use the hashtag AskOvercast. Or you can tweet us directly at Overcast Show on Twitter. This week we do have a question. And the question to us is, with World Cup and Overwatch League on the horizon, do you think that there will be do you think that a fantasy league for Overwatch could work? So, Ova, I'll let you go first. What do you think?
Yeah, this is an interesting question, and I do think it could work. I think once there's already being a pro scene established. We're getting Overwatch League, which has players. Then you have the World Cup, which has countries and teams or players that are both professional and it could be somebody lower than professional, right? So yeah, I think this would be a really cool idea, and something that we'd have to see how the seasons work, and whether it's just you play this out for an event or something like that. But if it's season after season, I think it definitely could work. What are your thoughts?
I definitely think it could too. I mean, we did last year for the World Cup, we did the bracket challenge, just like we're going to do again this year. And it's really easy to translate that into a fantasy league. I think it definitely could be a thing. And I think it was a few weeks ago we talked about the fact that, sports betting is a huge thing. So why not esports betting and where it's legal, because I wouldn't doubt that it already is happening, and I just don't see it because I'm not there doing it. But pretty sure that it already happens. I mean,
I'm going to Vegas in a month, so I'll let you know if there's any esports bets I can make.
There you go. Soul, what do you think? Would you be in for some Overwatch League, Fantasy League?
Yeah, I think so. Like you said, HOTS has a Fantasy League, and I know that coming from Dota too, every year they have the International, and you buy this compendium that it's kind of like a booklet talking about the players. You take like your bets on what's going to happen. It even has like the highest damage for the game. But on there, it has fantasy league, so you can pick out your like favorite players and like create a team and see how you're doing. And at the end, you like get rewarded with loot and stuff, depending on how well you did.
That's pretty sweet.
I mean, yeah. So it's really cool. I mean, it could easily work, and yeah, and
nice.
For Overwatch to do the same.
Let's do it. See if we made it in because of the Overwatch Contenders. If we made it into a team, and we have people betting on us. We could be out there like get us on your fantasy team. So yeah, thanks for the question, and there we go. I think that brings us to the end of the show. So awesome stuff. It was a great week. It's a great celebration. Get in there and get your loot boxes and more. Celebrate the anniversary of Overwatch. Its first birthday, like they said on Twitter. Some of the devs, they were like, "We just turned 1 this year or this week." So again, congratulations to them. They did a fantastic job rolling the game out, and ever since. So, I mean, I can only hand it to Blizz for doing a great job getting this game out in the way they have. So, it's a great thing. And yeah, remember, you can always follow us on Twitter at Overcast Show, our blog page, which is overcast.frozenfoxmedia.com. If you want to check out the other podcasts and other content, you can just head over to frozenfoxmedia.com, click on shows, and you'll be able to see all the other podcasts. We've got stuff from all the Blizzard games and beyond, all the other games, like all gaming pretty much now. We've got it covered. So you can also, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much for that. Give us a thumbs up if you like the show. If you're listening on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or anywhere else, if you love the show, leave us a review there. And no matter where you are, give us a subscription so that you don't miss any future episodes of the show. And yeah, that's it. Where can people find everybody on social media? Ovo, where can they find you?
As always, you can find me on Twitter or on Twitch at Overdrive CTR.
All right. And Soul, where can people find you at?
Twitter at HanzoMain420. I'll be getting the skin.
Yep. Nice. That'll be your new banner, right? Yep. All right, and you can find me at Frostee Fox pretty much everywhere. And again, thank you for joining us for Overcast. This is the 80th episode of Overcast, your Overwatch podcast. And we will be back next week, and we'll be pretty much ready for the break between seasons. We can talk about what's going on for the next season, see if there's any patches and things that are going to be going in. So I'm sure there'll be a lot to talk about as we get closer to that. So everyone have a fantastic weekend. I'd like to thank my two co-hosts again for all of the work behind the scenes, making the show happen. So I'm Frostee.
I'm Overdrive.
I'm Soulslain.
We'll see you next time.